Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Caffe, Lena. Thank you so much for being here, whether you're here in person at the venue or you are tuning in from home, wherever you're watching from. We so very much appreciate your support of live music, especially at a night like tonight. Kyshona is making her debut here at Caffe, Lena. And all I can say after hearing about like 5 minutes of her sound check is, wow. You guys are going to absolutely love it. It's going to be a really excellent show. So thank you so much for being here, and let's give a very warm welcome to Kyshona.
Hey. Hello. How is everyone? Good. Oh my gosh, y'all, thanks for coming. Oh my gosh. Can I just say, though, one of the things that I have missed is the nervous energy of, will anybody show up in a town I've never been to? So the answer is yes. Yes, I'm Kyshona, all the way from Nashville, Tennessee. And I thought I was getting away from all the humidity, but no. Oh no, it's swampy up here too. Indeed. So I'm going to tell some stories, sing a little bit at you, if that's okay. Y'all along for the ride? Yeah. Awesome. So I am the eldest child of Hawthorne, Kent Armstrong, and Betty Armstrong. And they are from a little town in South Carolina called Winnsboro. Anybody? No? Cool. Yeah. Winnsboro, not a lot happening there. And my grandfather, H.T., my dad was named after him. His name is also Hawthorne. My grandpa, H.T., played guitar in gospel quartets. He used to tour around the Carolinas doing a lot of radio shows. And there's this picture of my grandpa in one of those suits with the big shoulder pads and then the Gumby haircut, you know, that goes to the side. And he had that gold tooth up front. Yes, classy. That was Grandpa H.T. Now, I don't know what he did other than he was a working man. And one of the things people told us after he passed was that they missed hearing his voice. See, when he was working on cars or tinkering around in the yard, he would sing, and you could hear him all the way, like 2 miles down Armstrong Road. I'm not even playing. And Grandpa could lead the Jubilee choir at church from the back pew with just like his right foot, and then his voice would lead the whole choir. So I love to start my shows, my sets with this song because it reminds me of my grandfather. It pulls me into my roots. And Grandpa, there were so many of us grandkids, I don't think he remembered all of our names. So we all were just called Sugarfoot. And so I imagine Grandpa saying, calm down, Sugarfoot. Don't worry about a thing. Everything's going to be all right. This is called On the Line. I could worry, let my heart ache. I could dwell on all my mistakes. Oh, but I know that worry don't make nothing right. No, no. Or I could carry a heavy burden and make the small things too important. Oh, but I know that worry don't make nothing right. No, no, no. The sun is gonna set and tomorrow it's gonna rise. The flowers keep growing and the birds are still on the line. Ooh, yes. I'm gonna wake up as the dew fades and thank the good Lord for every new day. Oh, because I know that worry don't make nothing right. No, no, no. And Whether you're rich, yes, or making ends meet, I know you're fighting the same war as me. Oh, and we all know that worry don't make nothing right. No, no, no. The sun is gonna set and tomorrow it's gonna rise. Yes, it will. The flowers keep growing and the birds are still on the line. Now, Grandpa would ask the church to hum along. Perfect. Pick any note you want it. It doesn't matter. And when the road is cold and I close my eyes, I'll wake in glory, standing in the sunshine, and I will know that all that worrying was just a waste of time. Sweet, sweet time, yes. The sun is gonna set and tomorrow it's gonna rise. Yes, it will. The flowers keep growing and the birds are still on the line. Yes. The sun is gonna set and tomorrow it's gonna rise. The flowers keep growing and the birds are still on the line. Ooh, yes. Oh, no, 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 no. Thank you. Thank you. So just know that was just the warm-up. So I'm gonna have so many other opportunities for you all to sing along. So I was a late bloomer when it came to songwriting. When I was a kid, I wrote a lot of songs on the piano. I was that kid that went in the piano room, would just close her eyes when life was a little rough, and I would just make up soundtracks to little movies in my head. And it wasn't until I was in my 20s that I actually picked up a guitar and started writing. So I studied to be a music therapist. I played the oboe, of all things. I know. I think I was a bit of a diva because, you know, the oboe is the instrument that tunes the whole orchestra. That's the first instrument you hear, you know. But I studied to be a music therapist because I discovered there was a way that you could help people in their healing through the psychology of music. Anybody here ever had a music therapist? Yeah? All right. You could tell the table, you know, what your thoughts about it, okay? So one of the honors is that I've actually been able to meet people at their rock bottom. Now, we all know we've hit rock bottom a few times, yes? And rock bottom can look different each time. And something I've had to learn over the years is that when we hit rock bottom, we must remember that that rock is solid. It ain't going nowhere. It might not feel comfortable, but it gives you the time to rest your bones for a little while. And when you're ready, you get back up again and you try. The hardest thing to remember, though, is to leave every one of your burdens on that rock. This song is about finding grace in the graveyard. This is Burdens Down. As I walk to the river, my knees start to quiver. Is there enough water in the world to wash me clean? hearts are racing. All these demons I've been chasing tell me that I'm not the kind, no, no, to be set free. Look at the grace in the graveyard. Finding the light can be so hard. Oh, I've been under it and I've been over it, yes. Lord knows I've hit rock bottom. You can crawl through the dark and lose sight of it all. You can lay your burdens down. Yeah, yes, Lord, now I feel the winds are changing and my worries get to fading. As I stand on that rock that's been trying to pull me down, yes, pull me down. Oh, I'm done with the hate crime. Oh, yes, to myself I've been unkind. Goodness in me that was lost, yes, Lord, has now been found. Yes, I'll leave the chains in the graveyard. I'll take the light and a new start. Oh, I've been under it and I've been over it, yes. Lord knows I've hit rock bottom. You can crawl through the dark and lose sight of it all. You can lay your burden down, yes. So I've been under it, yes, and I've been over it. Lord knows I've hit rock bottom. I've heard those voices call. You can crawl through the dark and lose sight of it all, or you can lay your burdens down, yes. Yeah, yes, Lord, now lay 'em down, lay 'em down. Yeah. Gonna take that rock, throw it in the river. Wanna lay my burdens down. Gonna take that rock, throw it in the river. Gonna lay my burdens down. I'm gonna take that rock, throw it in the river. Gonna lay my burdens down. I'm gonna take that rock, throw it in the river. Gonna lay my burdens down. Yes, yes, I've been under it and not over it. Lord knows I've hit rock bottom. I've heard those voices call. You can crawl through the dark and lose sight of it all, or you can lay your burdens down. Yes. You can crawl through the dark and lose sight of it all, or you can lay your burdens down. Yes. So I have learned over the years that there's something quite powerful about lifting your voice with others. When you harmonize with one another, there's something very powerful as well about vocalizing the things that you need to let go of. You need to let go of. So I want you to think about what you've been holding on to, what burdens you've been carrying into this healing time. Are we healing? I don't know. We won't focus on that right now, okay? But I want y'all to sing these words with me, please. I'm gonna lay 'em down, 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 yeah, lay 'em down. If you fancy, lay 'em down. It's a small crowd, so I can hear y'all when you're not singing. Okay, keep going. Come on, lay 'em down, yes, lay 'em down, yeah, lay 'em down, lay 'em down. No matter where I go, no matter what I do, you keep singing it. There you go. Ooh, ooh, I hear you over here, left side. Yeah. I'm gonna lay 'em down, 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 lay 'em down. Now, I don't know if y'all picked up on what happened there at the end. I did not direct you. You all just listened to one another, and you all slowed down together. Did y'all pick up on that? That's called, what is that called? Symbiosis? I should read more books. But that is something that I really miss happening naturally in society, right? We just focus on one another and figure out which way to move. I remember when I was young, there was this little tale we would tell one another that, you know, you're with your best friend when you both walk the same pace with the same legs. Did you ever hear that? Right? Like that's your best friend or your soulmate. And I haven't had that recently. And that moment just made me feel something, so thank you. This is when I am walking around in the world, I tend to be in my head a lot. And I try not to worry. I'm just always paying attention and noticing. And I've had to realize that I actually have other voices in my head. Don't get scared. Because they're doo-wop girls, okay? The voices are like the Supremes in the background, like, oh no, you're lying. Like, you know, feather boas, shimmery dresses. You know, that's what sits on my shoulders. That's what's telling me, girl, chill out. See, that's better than what you normally think of, right? So that realization led me to write this next song. And actually, most of the songs on my album, Listen, I wrote with these voices in my head that are just harmonizing with me and making it a big deal. So they're not here with me physically. Typically they are. Their names are Maureen and Nikki. They're real people. Aren't that great? And this is a song called Too Much. And I invite you, if you feel like you hear where they come in and you pick up on the lyrics, why don't you join in with me, okay? Sleeping on the subway, waiting for your luck to change. And the choices that you made. How you gonna keep on keeping on when you feel beaten down and your money's all gone? How you keep on keeping on keeping on? It sure is too much. Oh, your luck is about to change. It sure is too much. You got more bend before you break. Sure is too much, yes. All of the signs are telling me that I'm running out of time. But I gotta tell you, this weight is too much, too much, too much. Ooh, it's just too much, yeah, too much, too much. Ooh, yeah. There's only so much that one poor soul can do. Yeah, yes, only so many times you can play to an empty room, yes. How you gonna keep on keeping on when you feel beaten down and your money's all gone? How you keep on keeping on keeping on? It sure is too much. Oh, your luck is about to change. You hear him? It sure is too much. You got more business before you break. It sure is too much, yes. All of the signs are telling me that I'm running out of time. But I gotta tell you, this weight is too much, yes. Yes. Ooh, when it Ooh, just before the dawn, yes, you know it gets darker. Ooh, when it gets hotter, hold on just a little longer. Ooh, just before the dawn, yes, you know it gets darker. Ooh, when it gets hotter, hold on just a little longer. Ooh, and just before the dawn, you know it gets darker, darker, darker. Ooh, it sure is too much. Oh, your luck is about to change. It sure is too much. You've got more bend before you break. Yes, it sure is too much. Yes, all of the signs are telling me that I'm running out of time. But I gotta tell you, this way is too much. Oh, your luck is about to change. It's just too much. Yeah, you've got more bend before you break. Sure is too much. Yes, all of the signs are telling me that I'm running out of time. But I gotta tell you, this weight is too much, too much, too much. Ooh, said it's just too much. Yeah, it's too much. Ooh, yes, I said it's just too much. Woo! Did you hear him though? Could you see him? Hold on, your luck is about. It's wonderful in my head sometimes. It really is. It's quite lovely. This the last few years have really been a time, a very awesome time to be writing music, because I feel like a lot of the songwriters, at least back home in Nashville, have been wanting to write with the purpose in mind. Less songs about love, unless it's that universal love, right? Or the fight for love for all. And a few years back, I realized that even though I had tried to get away from being a music therapist, I still showed up on stages and in writing rooms with that music therapist heart. And I was like, maybe I should stop running from it. And I have a mission statement for myself. And my mission statement is to be a voice and a vessel for those who feel lost, forgotten, silenced, or are hurting. And having that on my heart keeps me out of the way, sometimes, of what I'm doing up here. Knowing that this isn't about me, it's not about you. It's about those who are not in the room. Or it's about some of you all who have been holding on to something that you haven't felt comfortable speaking on. And this song is one, it's the title track of the new record. And I wrote it with the thought in mind of how a lot of things have changed for us and something. As I've gotten older, I've realized that I actually had to go to college to learn how to listen. I had to take psychology classes to learn the art of listening. And it's hard. Listen is a verb that requires you to be still and quiet. Now, I want you to think about the last time you had a loved one, or even just a stranger or a friend, tell you their worries, their concerns, and you sat there and you thought of all the ways you could help. Where can I send them? What can I do? They might not have asked for that help, but you were thinking about it. Now, here's what I've had to come to reckon with, is that when I go there, I'm no longer here with them. I'm in my own world. I've inserted myself in their story. When all they wanted to do was tell somebody and know that somebody was hearing them. So I had to write this as a reminder to myself that to actively listen means to just receive, not try to fix, and not try to speak on how we can help, but just to say, I hear you. This is called Listen. Why you gotta interrupt when I'm not done talking? I need you to keep it shut. This ain't up for discussion. Yeah, I'm pouring out my heart, 'cause I want you to see it. I know you're picking me apart, but you ain't gotta speak it. Why don't you listen? Why don't you listen? Why don't you listen? Yeah, I know you wanna help, but you're deaf to the mission. Even when you see the hand I'm dealt, you pretend it's my decision. Don't try and say that our struggle's the same. Don't lie and tell me you're ready for change. Why don't you listen? Why won't you listen? Why won't you listen? Why don't you listen? I'm standing right in front of you, trying to tell you my truth. The only thing I ask of you is listen. Ooh, listen, yes. Listen. Ooh, listen. Why don't you listen? Why won't you listen? Why don't you listen? Why don't you listen? Thank you. I used to have T-shirts that said just "listen," period, and I have. They're just out of stock, but oh yes, they are already in the. I think all the bands are going back and reprinting merch, so all the merch places are like backed up, but they are coming. They are in the queue. You can order them online at Kyshona.com. Yes. One of the funny things, though, is whenever I was in Charlotte playing like a folk society event, which was a picking event. I do not fit into the picking world. Y'all know what I mean by picking, right? Flat picking, a lot of banjos and fiddle players. And it was an awesome chapel that I was in. And I was downstairs setting up my merch table, and I had a couple of older men come up to me and say, "I'm gonna buy that T-shirt. I don't know what that song means, but my wife is always telling me I don't listen. So I'm gonna buy that." And I was like, hey, if it works, whatever works, whatever works. When I got here, the first question I think I asked Joe back there. Y'all give a round of applause for Joe back there at the board. Asked Joe, is this place haunted? And he and Joel were both like, yeah. Which I kind of love that. There's a lot of history in here. And I haven't played this song in a minute, so this is called Haunting Me. In the room where we used to sleep, keeps coming on through, no matter how many coats of white-eyed paint. There's a thick smell of smoke in the place where your clothes used to hang that won't go away. There's a ring on the dining room table where your glass of whiskey stayed. Why are you haunting me? Whether I'm awake or fast asleep, what do you want from me? Has it a ghost of your love taken more than enough? Come on, let me be. I'm ready to move on. Why are you haunting me? Yeah. Why are you haunting? Why are you haunting me? Every creak of the floor, every knock at the door makes my heart skip a beat. Baby, I swear for a moment you're there. On the walls I see your shadow creep. When the wind starts to blow, get a chill from the cold, and I can almost feel your touch. You never had the time to give me, but now your memory's giving me too much. Why are you haunting me? Whether I'm awake or fast asleep, what do you want from me? Having a ghost of your love taking more than enough. Come on, let me be free. I'm ready to move on. Why are you haunting me? Yeah, nah. Why are you haunting? Why are you haunting me? Oh, I need an exorcist. All out of patience. Time to let go of it. I can't help it. I'm all out of patience. Time to let go of it. I can't help it. No, 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 no. Ooh, yes. Why are you haunting me? Yes. Whether I'm awake or fast asleep, what do you want from me? Has it a ghost of your love taking more than enough? Come on, let me be. I'm ready to move on, yeah. Why are you haunting me? Yeah. Why are you haunting? Why are you haunting me? Anybody ever been haunted? In whatever way you feel that's appropriate, right? What a haunting is. I had to have a deal with my grandma. My grandma showed up in one of my dreams, and I had to have a little talk with her. Can you only show up there? Don't ever show up and sit on the edge of the bed, Grandma, okay? We're going to have a talk. Oh, boy. So I've lived in Nashville, Tennessee for about going on 8 years, and I have found a lot of nonprofits that have become really dear to my heart. And there's one in particular called Send Musicians to Prison. And we always tell Nathan he should put a .com behind it because people are always like, why do you want to send musicians to prison? What'd they do? But the whole mission of Send Musicians to Prison is to remind those that are incarcerated that they are still seen and they are still loved. There is still light in the world. And because of my work as a music therapist, I used to work in mental health hospitals and worked on forensics units. And I had patients of mine who are incarcerated that were a year or two younger than me. And just realizing that there's not much separating me from those that have been institutionalized. It's just who was there to catch him, right? And some musicians to prison a few years ago invited me out to Rikers Island to put on a concert. And they wanted me to go to the adolescent block and the women's block. And I learned two things on Rikers Island. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about both of them. So I'm on the women's unit, and there's like 150 women in this gymnasium. So imagine this is the gym. I'm on a stage, not really. And then there's like chairs, risers, and the women are facing me. And over here is just glass walls, right? And I'm playing songs. I played a couple covers. I go into TLC's Waterfalls. Anybody? You know, don't go chasing waterfalls. That one. And then we were at the rap part of like, I seen a rainbow yesterday, but too many storms. It was amazing. The women were like hands in the air, like, yes, rapping along. And then out of nowhere, there's an alarm that starts going off. Sirens are going off inside on the cell block. And there were riots that had broken out on either block, on either side of the gymnasium. And so I'm looking at Nathan, the guy who runs Some Musicians, and I'm like, do we stop? He said, no, keep going. So imagine, but a lot lower and annoying and loud. And then the women like, I seen a rainbow yesterday. And then there's officers in riot gear with like riot gear running in the halls. And then they come into the gym and they're running behind me to get more riot gear. I seen a rainbow yesterday, but too many storms are coming, can't live in, you know. And what I noticed in that moment was that these women who have lived in this facility, awaiting trial, hell, even awaiting to be charged, were seizing the moment that joy was in front of them because they didn't know when it's going to come back to them. So they were like, forget the chaos. Let me focus on the joy that's right here. And talk about a lesson I try to remember. That's a hard one, yeah? That's lesson number one I learned. Lesson number two was the next day I went on the adolescent block. And I'm playing for a room of 15 to 19-year-olds. And they have the room divided in two. We're in the chapel. And when the young men come in, they're all, you know, they take the shackles off and put them down and sit down. They're all spaced out. And the officers are, you know, looking very stern. And the boys all look like grown men. And I was sitting there thinking, these kids are the same age as some of my old students. And I was like, I want them to play. So I invited them up on stage with me. And we freestyled. We did some rap battles. And what I loved was I allowed them this opportunity to be creative and to play for a moment. And the officers were smiling and laughing and joking along with them. And for a moment I could see like, everybody's seeing each other as human, not officer and inmate. And so I introduced this song that I'm about to play for you all to the kids, and I thought it might go over their heads. But when I finished this song, I had one young man on the front row say, Miss Kyshona, can you play that Aristotle song again? So I'm going to introduce it to you the way I did to them. This is a song based off of a quote by Aristotle that says, to avoid criticism, do nothing, say nothing, be nothing. When do you use your words to make change? And when do you allow your actions to speak for you instead? This is called Do Nothing. The deeper I get, the softer the fall. I do it all. The harder the fight, the stronger the call. I'm breaking walls. Passion easy for the faint of heart. I walk the wire even in the dark eye. I do what I like, then criticize. But I know I could do nothing, see nothing, be nothing. People leave you alone. Hear nothing, feel nothing, see nothing. Let them pick up their stone. If you wanna spread your wings and fly, know that the vulture's gonna eat you alive. Do nothing, see nothing, be nothing, yeah. People leave you alone. Now people may say tragedy waits, Oh no, it don't. I stay in my lane, not taking the bait. I'm out on my own. I'm like an angel with my wings on fire. Tugging on my halo only takes me high. I do what I want, call it my fault, but well, I know I could do nothing, say nothing, be nothing, people leave you alone. Hear nothing, feel nothing, see nothing, let me pick up their stones. Now if you wanna spread your wings and fly, know that the vulture's gonna eat you alive. Do nothing, say nothing, feel nothing, yeah. Don't you want a little taste? I see your fear keeps getting in your way. Shake it up, don't take it straight. Let it burn, yes. Let it in. Come on and do something. Say something. Be something. Do what you want. Hear something. Feel something. See something. I know you wanna spread your wings and fly. Don't let the vultures eat you alive. Do something, say something, be something, yes. People leave you alone. Yeah. People leave you alone. Yeah. So when I finish singing a song for these young men, the officers have them all stand back up. They line them up against the wall to take them back to the block. So they put the shackles back on their ankles and on their wrists. And I could hear them kind of like humming, yeah. And they leave, we say goodbye. And as Nathan and I were packing up, the warden, she came back and said, I want y'all to know that those young men sang the last chorus of that song, their entire walk back to their block. Do something, say something, be something. So the second lesson that I learned out on Rikers Island was, it's never too late to plant a seed. We can't give up on those that are in the dark, y'all. Many the miles that I had trembled, so much pain I had to rise above. So many dreams have come unraveled. Still I'm waiting for my love. I hear a distant hallelujah singing a change is gonna come. I can still find a song in the soul guitar. Still see the light in that dying star. I hear a jubilee choir singing into the dawn. Keep on marching, child. Keep on marching on the road. It may be long. Keep on marching on, yes. Yeah. Many the men who have fallen by the hand of a mighty few, we can hear their voices calling. Children, we pass the flame on to you. I hear a distant hallelujah singing, we shall not be moved. I can still find a song in the soul guitar. Still see the light in that dying star. I hear a jubilee choir singing into the dawn. Keep on marching, child. Keep on marching on the road. It may be long. Keep on marching on, yes. Ooh, yeah. I hear a distant hallelujah singing, we into the dawn. Keep on marching, child. Keep on marching on. I can still find a song in this old guitar. Oh yeah, I still see the light in that dying star. There's a jubilee choir singing into the dawn. Keep on marching, child. Keep on marching on the road. It may be long. Keep on marching on. Just sing your freedom song. Keep on marching on. Oh, while our hearts are young. Keep on marching on. Yes. Keep on marching on. Yeah. Ooh, keep on marching on. Yeah. Keep on marching on. Ooh, keep on marching on. Thank you guys so much. Thanks for listening. I'm gonna do a couple more and then we'll take a little break, yeah? Okay, cool. And then we're gonna come back for another set and more stories. Has anybody here ever heard of an artist named Robbie Hecht? Great, awesome. Well, I'm gonna introduce you to Robbie through this song that we wrote together. Robbie is like, I call him the new day, which is, I know this is like a big thing to say, but I feel like he is a new age James Taylor. I know. And not many people know it, Robbie, unless you're like hard in the folk world, kind of down south. But Robbie Hecht, Hecht, is his last name. And he's a beautiful person to write with. And he and I sat down one day when he was really struggling, going through kind of a marriage change, and it was a rough day. And it's my favorite when I can sit down with the songwriter and we just acknowledge the fact that we're not doing good, and we write about it. And we always try to find the hope. And this has been a really rough week. And I feel like this has been the song that has been like my salve. It's just called Try. The weather's always changing. It's sunny, then it's raining. Daylight's always fading. Stars are moving through the sky. And people all around you, they only tell you what they want to. Never know what all they're going through. And we're all just passing by. We all got our reasons to be afraid. It's easy to give up and hide away. I'm gonna try to be alive. In a world that's ever spinning, do my best to keep on living. I'm gonna try to be alive. On a ground that's ever shifting, I will fight to be forgiven. Well, yesterday's problems, today we already forgot them. They'll be back again tomorrow, and we'll be surprised again. At the end of every season, we'll fall down on our knees and stop praying there's a reason. Blowing somewhere in the wind, I know I fail myself from time to time. But I will not surrender. I'm gonna try to be alive. In a world that's ever spinning, do my best to keep on living. I'm gonna try to be alive. On a ground that's ever shifting, I will fight to be forgiven. I'm gonna try. Oh, try. I'm gonna try. On a ground that's ever shifting, I will fight to be forgiven. So after this, let's take care of ourselves. Come on and meet me at the merch table if you would like. I only brought CDs this time around. There was one bright orange trucker hat. If it's still there, we're going to see who's bold enough to buy it. Yes. Y'all, my name is Kyshona. Thank you so much for being here. My first time here at Caffe, Lena. And we'll be right back after this one. This is called Same Blood. Oh man, Moses, he's waiting in the river, trying to wash his hands free of the blood and the pain. Gotta tell his children why we kill each other, how after 2,000 years we still live this way. In the home of the brave, in the land of the free. If you're telling the truth, you got enemies. It don't matter what you believe, no, no. We all bleed the same blood. We all bleed the same blood, same blood. We all bleed the same blood, same blood, same blood. Carry the sins of our fathers for years. We've learned how to hate, and we've learned what to fear. Where do we go? Where do we go from here? Can't undo all the bad that's been done. Can't put that bullet back in the gun. All you can do is try to love someone else. You know it, sing it. We all bleed the same blood, same blood. We all bleed the same blood, same blood, same blood. Ooh, 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 yes. Don't cover your eyes, no, no. Ooh, don't look away, child. No, 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 no. Oh, don't cover your eyes. We all bleed the same blood. We all bleed the same blood, same blood. We all bleed the same blood, same blood, same blood. Let me hear y'all sing that with me, please. We all bleed the same blood. We all bleed the same blood, same blood. We all bleed the same blood, same blood, same blood. That was a practice round. Let me hear you for real this time. Great singing. Awesome. Let's take a quick break and we'll be right back. Come meet me out in the lobby if you like.
Hello again, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed that first set. I know I certainly did. And it's pretty amazing when people come out to support an artist who's making their debut here. Caffe Lena is a really great place because, we have so many artists that have been playing here for so many years, but something that we care so much about is providing a stage for these up-and-coming artists. So thank you guys so much for being here tonight. We really, really appreciate that. And before we get back to the music, I just wanted to draw attention to some things that you'll see on your table. We've got Caffe Lena School of Music flyer. We actually just opened registration this week for all of our fall classes. So even if you are not from around here, all of our adult classes are online, so you can learn so many different folk instruments, songwriting, percussive dance. We have lots of cool things that are happening, so you can check all of that out on our website. If you are local and you have kids or grandkids, we actually have a really cool program coming up this fall. It's a folk ensemble program, so children between the ages of 7 and 15 have the opportunity to learn how to play music in a group together, so it's pretty cool, and we're very excited about that. So please check out our website. You'll also see we've got a schedule here. This is everything through September, and we've got pretty much everything through the rest of the year up on our website. So be sure to check out what we have coming up. We have so many great shows every night. And you'll also notice we've got membership flyers. If you're new here to Caffe Lena, we are a nonprofit organization. And it's all of our amazing members and donors that help support our mission here. So if you're interested in becoming a member, you can talk to me after the show. And I also wanted to give a big round of applause and thank you to all of the hardworking volunteers who are helping you this evening. All of our volunteers are scientifically proven to be the greatest people on the planet. So if you'd like to join that amazing team of people, you can talk to me after the show. There's lots of ways you can get involved here. So thank you guys so much for coming out. Thanks to everybody who's tuning in from home. And let's give another very warm welcome to Kyshona.
Thank you. Thanks for coming back. That's always the scary part, like, all right, guys, we're going to take a break. Okay. This is called Fear. Chest, doubt in my thoughts, in and out of luck, lost in the dark. Don't call it crazy, don't call it insane, don't call it being cautious when you know the way, don't call it being foolish when you know the game, the game. You gotta call it by his name. Call it by its name, yeah. Call it by its name, call it by its name, call it by its name. You call me out, come in my house, pressure's brewing, it's filling me with doubt. I think you got me on my knees, no you don't. Think you'll take this all away? No, you won't. Don't call it crazy, don't call it insane, don't call it being cautious when you know the way, don't call it being foolish when you know the game, the game. You gotta call it by its name, yeah. Come on, Kyshona. Call it by his name, yeah. Call it by its name, call it by his name, call it by its name, yes. It's always a struggle, it's always a strain. Don't fall victim, you gotta call it by its name. Oh, it'll paralyze, make by its name. Call it by its name, yeah. Call it by its name. Whatever you're holding on to, you gotta call it by its name. Yes, yes, Lord. Call it by it, call it by it, call it by its name. Call it by it, call it by its name. Call it by it, call it by it, call it by its name. Yes, call it by it, call it by its name. I wrote that with my brother Kelvin. Kelvin Armstrong is his name. He does have some music out there. And again, he writes more from the hip-hop side of his brain, which I love. And I was just talking to him back in the green room on the phone. He has a son with COVID right now. They went back to school last week. And here we are. And I told him that I really want him to help me. The next project I'm working on is one about legacy, because I realize how important the lessons I learned from my family are, and I'm losing my elders. Anybody else? It's really tough to realize, oh shoot, they won't be around forever. And I've lost a couple. I lost an uncle way, way sooner than I thought I would, and I keep thinking I have time to ask all the questions. Now, I was lucky enough to have a great-grandma that lived to be 105. Yeah. Now, her mother lived to be 115. Now, I usually don't tell this story, but what's amazing about my grandma, her name was Sydney. Grandma Sydney had it was 11 kids or maybe more than that. She had more than that, but she had 11 that survived. And Grandma Sydney hated for you to say goodbye. You could never say, all right, Grandma Sydney, love you, bye. You could never do that. You had to be like, all right, Grandma, I'll see you later. And we knew that Grandma took a turn, was done. We knew she was done when she would be like, all right, bye-bye, love you, bye-bye. It's like, oh, no, Grandma, you don't like goodbyes. And, you would come in and be like, Grandma, how you doing today? I'm just waiting on the Lord, baby. I'm waiting on the Lord. Dear God, Grandma Sydney. But I wish I had taken that time to ask her all the questions about, hey, why did you give me this spoonful of yellow stuff when I had hay fever? No, not realizing, I think she gave me turmeric before turmeric was hip, She would go outside and just pick grass. I just ended there, sorry. She would pick grass, put it in a pot, and stew it to make us all a tea, because our allergies were really bad. And she would make us drink this grass tea. But she was making us ingest the outdoors so that we would have less allergy issues. Like, man, I wish I had asked her so many remedies. Anybody else? Yeah. I haven't played this song in a while. And I'm wondering if it'll work. And it might not. I want to play this song for my grandma Alma. I think I just tuned wrong, so you're not going to get that one. You're going to get this one about my grandpa. This is not the night to try out the songs I haven't played in a while. So Grandpa HT, it wasn't, I think I told you guys, wasn't until he passed we realized that the songs he was singing in church were ones he wrote. So I was like, I'm going to write a song like Grandpa HT. And this is what came out. This is called The Riverside. If I ever go away, I'll check on down by the riverside. Yes. If I ever go away, I'll check on down by the riverside. Yeah. For the girl with the hole in her heart, ooh, yes. For the girl who stands alone in the dark, ooh, yes. If I ever go away, I'll check on on down by that riverside. Yes. You see me kneeling upon the stones. Just leave me grieving, ignore all my moans. Yeah. Went to the river and the river it says, come in my waters, let me cleanse your head. If I ever go away, you'll check on down by that river side. Yes. Oh, 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 yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, 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 yeah. Ooh. Oh, 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 yeah. Oh, 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 yes. I stepped in the water and that water was cold. Yes, Lord. I stepped in the water and that water was cold. Yeah, yes. I'm begging river, you cover me slow. I tell your secrets, you'll already know. Went to the river and the river it says, come in my waters, let me cleanse your head. If I ever go away, you'll check on down by that river side. Yes. River said, I know all your woes. I've been high and I've been low. Bless my soul, yes. Bless my soul, yes. If I ever go away, 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 yes. If I ever go away, you'll check on down. Check on down, yes. If I ever go away, oh, check on down by that riverside, yeah. Woo, thank you. I really wish I could remember how great my song went, but I'm gonna just switch gears for a minute. Anybody here ever heard of the Innocence Project? Yes. Yeah. So I found out about the Innocence Project a few years back when I was on the road in Dallas County, Texas, and I had an off day between shows, and they were talking. I turned on the television, the news came on, and they were on the front steps of the courthouse talking to a man named Cornelius Dupree. And the moment that I tuned in, there was a reporter asking Cornelius, something to the effect of, what kind of, not revenge, but what do you want back from Dallas County, Texas? And I had to do a little research and dig in. But Cornelius, when he was 19 years old, he was a young black man sitting in his car waiting for his friends to come out of this store. They were buying supplies for a party they were going to throw later that day. And apparently at the same time, there was a crime being committed. So as Cornelius is sitting in his car waiting, the police come to his car, they pull him out of his car, and they arrest him, take him to the station, and they charge him with this awful crime. And he's continuously admitting he's like, I didn't do anything. I am innocent, I didn't do anything. And not only was he arrested and charged, but his friends that were in the store were as well. And they took Cornelius, they put him on trial, a jury of all white men. The witnesses were all coerced. And Cornelius was charged and sentenced to 30 plus years in prison to life, 30 years to life, for a crime that he wasn't even there for. Now, he has these friends, because of course the police tell you, if you just say that you did it, confess and we'll mark off some time. And Cornelius said, no, that's not the truth. All I have right now is my word. Let's think about that. No matter how hopeless life may feel right now, all we have is the truth, right? He said, all I have is that truth. I'm not going to give that up to. So Cornelius served about 30-something years before the Innocence Project got a hold of him. He kept appealing and appealing. And his friends confessed to something they didn't do. And of course, they got out way sooner than Cornelius did. They still served time for something they didn't do, though. And at this moment that I'm tuning into Cornelius, the reporter's asking, what do you want back from Dallas County, Texas? And he says, all I've ever wanted was for my truth to be heard. So I just want that, for my truth to be heard. And I thought, man, that man is gracious. Because if you took 30-something years of my life, I'm coming for everything you got, you know? And then I got to thinking about, man, that's one story, that's one person. How many other people are experiencing that same conundrum? And how many other people have been judged in the streets before they've even had a chance to a fair trial? So I wrote this for them. This is called Cornelius Dupree. This is me putting myself in his shoes as best as I could. Ooh, yes. Ooh, yeah. To feel the heart pumping in my chest. To feel the heart pumping in my chest. Don't think I'm ready to pass this test. No, 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 no. I feel the heart pumping in my chest. Whiteness all around, hands are shaking, fingers pointing out, future's breaking. I feel the heart pumping in my chest. Ooh, yes. To feel the blood rush into my head. Oh, to feel the blood rush into my head. For crimes not mine, I won't confess, no. Hey, oh, I feel the blood rush into my head. Darkness all around, the sea upon me, soul is breaking down. Boss around me, I feel the blood rush into my head. Yes, for crimes not mine, trying to hold me down, but I won't confess. No, yes. No, for crimes not mine, trying to hold me down, but I won't confess. No. Underneath my feet, yes. To feel the earth underneath my feet, yes. For for 30 long years. Won't claim defeat, no, no. No, I feel the earth underneath my feet. Yeah. Light is in me now, and love surrounds me. I told my truth, and now the world applauds me. Yes, I feel the earth underneath my feet. Yes. For crimes not mine, trying to hold me down. For crimes not mine, trying to hold me down. For crimes not mine, trying to hold me down. But I won't confess, no. I won't confess, yes. I won't confess, yes, yeah. Y'all want something more cheery now? I always ask people after that one just to kind of remember the name of the Innocence Project. And if you get a chance, whenever you're like, if you find yourself sitting around on your phone doing a crossword or something, just Google the Innocence Project and maybe donate. Just donate. It won't hurt nobody. I think I'm going to teach you something that my grandma Eva passed down to me unknowingly, and that I think almost every Southern mother just knew instinctively what to do. Let me correct that. Every Southern Black mother knew instinctively to do this. Now, you tell me if this is something that you all know about. It's called the side-eye. Oh, y'all about to learn something tonight. You know what the side-eye is? Yeah, you do, because you've received it. Yes? Yeah. I'm going to demonstrate a side-eye to you if you've never experienced it. This is how my grandma Eva used to keep us in check in church, okay? Observe, right? Observe the face and just the feelings that are passed on. I'm trying to see who I can see better. I can see you a little bit better. All right. Side-eye. You know, you're talking, they're talking. Let's pretend he does something. That's the side-eye. Did you feel it? Did you sense that I was like a what? Right? But nothing was said. It's just a shift of the eyes. Okay? So in this next song, I'm gonna pass on this tradition. You're welcome. Okay? That my grandparents, my grandmothers, and my mother passed down to me. And I didn't realize I actually did this until a friend of mine said, I worked in a coffee shop right when I moved to Nashville. And I was told I don't have a face for service. Because apparently, take that how you will. It's funny, there were complaints that I had, people were, so this is how our staff meetings would go. The manager would pull us in, hey guys, can y'all really work on your like customer service? We're having a lot of complaints about people getting attitudes or like not feeling comfortable with whoever's behind the register. And I was like, I wonder who's being having an attitude. I'm a ray of sunshine. So which one of y'all, not realizing that when you ask for a triple shot macchiato, no foam or something, apparently my face is like, and so that, apparently, I found out I was the one people were complaining about. I was. Me, the ray of sunshine. And this guy named Jeremy, we are now friends. Jeremy said to me that there was one day where he was coming to ask for a refill on coffee. And apparently I was like wiping down the counters for a minute in like a moment of respite. And I was humming real aggressively. And as I was humming, this is what I learned from my grandma Eva. I was humming and just like and as he approached, and he was like, oh, never mind, I don't need coffee. I'm fine. So I learned are y'all ready to learn this trick? Yeah, okay. So I want you to find a neighbor. This whole song, that'll do for now. This whole song will give us every chorus. You're gonna just try. First, there's a simplicity in just a hum, right? Let's all just try this gentle hum. This is how it goes. Okay, it goes. Okay, that's it. Let's just try it one more time. Can you remember how the song goes? I do. Here we go. That's sweet, right? Now, I want you to just think about the last person that cut you off in traffic, or the last time your spouse left the cabinet door open. And I want you to channel that into this hum. And I want you to find a neighbor. Don't move your head, just move your eyes, all right? And I want you to try this again. I'm gonna use you again, sir, okay? Y'all ready? Here we go. Yeah? It feels good. You gotta relish in it. I'm gonna give you one more. All right. I'm gonna let y'all do it. Here we go. Oh, it's okay. We'll get it by the end of the song. Yes. Good. All right. Y'all remember that every chorus. Find a partner. Don't tell them who it is, though. That makes it more fun. Wake up with the rising sun, stretching out your days just begun. Yesterday you kinda came undone. They got you again, they got you again. Now usually you count to 10. Take a really big deep breath in. Can't be every day that you win. When they get you again, they get you again. Shine bright. You'll see that every day's an opportunity. I'm gonna give all of y'all the side eye. Stay true. Don't let the rest get the best of you. Do, 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 do. You gotta lean into it, y'all. It'll feel good. And you can use this next time your kids ask you something crazy or your partner does, okay? Walking with a lift in your chin. All that you can do is just grin. When they get you again, get you again. Yes. You'll see that every day's an opportunity. Get the best of you, keeping it together when they try to tear you down. My bad. Let them get lost, you know where you can be found. Yes. Let them get it wrong, you know they're never gonna get it straight. Let them carry on because your haters gonna hate. Every day's an opportunity. Yes. Stay true. Don't let the rest get the best. Don't let the rest get the best of you. Thank you for going on that ride with me. I promise you, if you just use that in the grocery store, just in line, you know, just it just takes you somewhere else, you know. And you could think about my grandma Eva or my grandma Alma. Like, I'm so glad they exist because I know that now. in the cleft of the rock. Keep on marching on. No, no, we ain't gonna go now. Just gonna rest our bones in the cleft of the rock. Keep on marching on. Down in the soil, deep down in the water, well, there's a crack that's breaking backs. We can't mend it all alone. Come along, you weary, gather around, you strong. We will bring a voice to peace, where love can be our song. No, no, we ain't gonna go. Just gonna rest our bones in the cleft of the rock. Keep on marching on. No, no, we ain't gonna go, no. Just gonna rest our bones in the cleft of the rock. Keep on marching on. Climbing higher and higher up the rough side of this mountain. No, we will not say a word, no, till we get to the other side. Yes. No, no, we ain't gonna go. Just gonna rest our bones in the cleft of the rock. Keep on marching on. Yes. No, no, we ain't gonna go. Just gonna rest our bones in the cleft of the rock. Keep on marching on. One by one, two by two, hands behold me and you. Three shared strongest cord pull us through. Down in the cleft of the rock, we gon' make this a mountain moves. No, no, we ain't gonna go. Just gonna rest our bones in the cleft of the rock. Keep on marching on, yeah. No, we ain't gonna go. Just gonna rest our bones in the cleft of the rock. Keep on marching on, and then we keep on marching on, yeah. We keep on marching on. This has been my song this year. Keep on marching on, no matter how tired. Keep on marching on, no matter how much they break us down. Marching on, yeah. We keep on marching on. We keep on marching on. So I'm wondering if I should do this. I have a song that's on my set list that I did last night in Club Passim for a special reason. So last year in 2020, around April, I started this program. I just reached out to my fans and I was just like, hey, I'm struggling. I'm pretty sure y'all are struggling too. And I have this thing that I do. I write music. And I have this other thing that I kind of do still, which is being a music therapist. So if you want to write a song just to help you get through your healing and help you get through the year, let me know. And so I sent that blast out on social media, and I had like 13 people sign up for a songwriting session with me. And the requirements to sign up are you just want to tell your story. That's all. You don't have to have any musical experience whatsoever. That's what I'm there for. And so it honestly saved me because through Zoom, as much as we all hated Zoom, or still do, I found that this was a time for me to meet with strangers. I met so many new people that were open enough to share their trauma with me, to share their emotions with me, and be raw and vulnerable. And what an honor that was. And we wrote so many songs in a time where I couldn't write a song for myself. I still struggle to find inspiration right now. But I found that I had just melody after melody for all of the people that I was writing with. So one of the first people that I wrote with, his name is Mark Peters. And I met Mark when he was just visiting Nashville. I was playing a residency at this brewery, and he stumbled in there. I think he had a friend bail on him on one of their trips to Nashville. And he was the first person to sign up with me, and he was really struggling. And we wrote, and this is a song we wrote. I'm going to do as much of it as I can without the lyrics in front of me. And the way that these songwriting sessions go is that I just ask people to do a little journaling beforehand, and then I take their words that have come from their mouths, and I just kind of do a little jigsaw puzzle and put them in lyric form, and I'm like, now what's the point? And it's nice because it takes the person out of the moment that they're in to kind of hover above it. And it's something that you can actually manipulate. You can move the lyrics around, you can play with melody. So it gives you control over whatever it is that you're struggling with. Does that make sense? And if you're a musician, it makes sense. I'm going to try to sing his song. His song is I Am, and I'm going to hope I don't butcher all the words. I'll get as far as I can, okay? Keep your mouth shut, don't say it. Stand in the light, you're the darkness. Don't go look at the love, you're not worth it. Hide yourself away. Don't give them your heart, they're heartless. Don't stand in the light, you're the darkness. Felt so alone, now I'm worth it. Hide it all away. I am not the lies you told me. I am here, I am free. I am everything I need me to be. I open doors, I open minds, I open hearts, let me be your guide. I am patient, I am kind. I seek the truth, both yours and mine. I'm the love I can never find. I am a redeem. I am, this is the British. Can't spend my whole life rooted in pain, thinking I'm the one to blame. Oh no. The world is bigger than the one I was raised in. I am the sum of the love I was given. I am here, I am free. I am everything I need me to be. I open doors, I open minds, I open hearts, let me be your guide. I am patient, I am kind. I seek the truth, both yours and mine. I'm the love I can never find. I am a redeem. That was like half of the song. So for Mark, this is something that he has with him that he can keep always. And when he's in these dark moments, he can just press play and remember who he is. And those are his words that come from him. And it's been an honor because I wrote a song with a woman from, her name is Aja. She's in Atlanta. And she wrote a song called Protecting My Peace because she was working at home. She has 2 teenage daughters, and then her husband was also, she's newly married too. And his kids were in the house as well. And she was having a hard time finding the moment to center every morning because immediately she wakes up and everybody wants something from her. So I helped her realize that she needs to set some boundaries. Anybody else have to realize this? You have to set boundaries for yourself first. So we wrote this song called Protecting My Peace. Now, the point of this program that I have now, it's called Your Song. And my goal is to write with as many individuals and groups as possible. I work with individuals, I work with groups, I work with women and men that are in recovery, writing lullabies while they're in recovery if they have children. And I also work with teens, teaching them how to write songs with a purpose and how to produce online. And I say all of this because if you know anyone, or if you yourself are struggling, if you're like, man, that would be a great gift to someone that I know is going through it, just know you can just hit me up at Kyshona.com/yoursong. We just bought yoursong.org. And this is going to be a nonprofit. And this is like a scary moment of my life that I'm in, of like running a legit business. Let me get my taxes in order, you know? But I just wanted to pass that along. And the way that I'm making this operate within my touring is I'm doing songwriting sessions with people in the towns that I'm coming to. So like next week I'll be in Salina, and last week I wrote with a group of people who are in hiding from domestic violence, child trafficking, and have been kidnapped. And so we wrote a song called Overcomer. And so we're gonna put them on stage with me during my set for them to sing their song, for them to tell their story. And my mission with this program is to give the microphone to those that might not always feel like they have a voice, to give them the time, give them the space on the mic and the opportunity to tell their story. Because what I find is when I'm done on stage, people always want to come up to me and engage. And I want that to happen in communities, people engaging with one another, long after I'm gone. So Your Song, y'all look it up. Thanks for my TED Talk. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Yeah. I'm going to end with this little prayer for us all. And thank you again, Caffe, Lena. Thank you, Joel, who's running the live stream. Thank you to anybody and everybody who's tuning in online. And thank you to Joe for making it sound nice up here. I don't know what it sounds like out of there, but up here it's awesome. That's Joe. That is all Joe. So this is my prayer, and this is what I try to hold in my heart. And I feel like this theme has come up a few times tonight in this set. Yeah, we'll do this one. This is called More in Common. And again, thank you guys. I'm Kyshona. Y'all have a great one. I don't know how to end shows anymore. You've got your reasons, and I've got mine. Ain't no agreeing, no, but I'm on your side. I can't hear your heart over the screaming crowds. We've said awful things, but I'm still choosing you now. We've got more in common. We've got more in common. No matter what you think, where you've been, who you are, we've got more in common than what tears us apart. Second chances, they don't come every day, no. They're like sun in Seattle, or like February. So let's build up these bridges, oh, and tear down these walls, oh Lord. Let's give love when we need it and be ready to receive it, 'cause love is binding us all, yes. We've got more in common. We've got more in common. No matter what you think, where you've been, who you are, we've got more in common than what tears us apart. Na na na, na 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 na. Take my hand, we'll rise together through the fire. You are my brother. The more we seek, the more we find it. More in common. Yes. Take my hand, we'll rise together through the fire. You are my brother. The more we seek, the more we find it. More in common. Yes. Take my hand, we'll rise together through the fire. You are my brother. The more we seek, the more we find it. More in common. We've got more in common. We've got more in common. No matter what you think, where you've been, who you are, we've got more in common than what tears us apart. Y'all can sing this if you want. Na na na, na 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 na. Y'all know that melody. Na na na, na 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 na. Na na na, na 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 na. Thank you guys so much. If you know, thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. And look, if you know anybody in Roxbury, New York, tell them to come to Roxbury Arts Group tomorrow night. I'll be there. Telling some stories. Y'all be safe, okay? All right, take care. Bye.